Hey sweet friends, welcome back to my channel. For those of you that are new here, my name is Michaela Barnhart and I am a third year second grade teacher in South Carolina, and this is going to be day one of classroom setup for the 2025-2026 school year. Alright, so I just got to school. It is around 11 o'clock. Today is June 24th. It is a Tuesday. I just had a nail appointment, so I just got my nails done and then came up here. I have about like 3 to 4 hours of I can work. I'll probably take a little lunch break, so I'll have a little bit less than that, but I am up here to try to officially kick off classroom setup. If you have not watched my classroom haul, then go watch that because I kind of go through everything that I have. I've got things there, and then there's more stuff like up here. So I kind of go through all of that in that video. So definitely go check that out if you have not already. I have grabbed a few extra things for my classroom. I brought in some things, so I'll share that with you guys today. I'll share what I've done so far, what my plan is, all the things. And then yeah, we're just gonna kind of get it started. I'm so excited. Before we get started, if you have not already, definitely hit that subscribe button down below and that notification bell so you could be notified every time I post a new video. Obviously, since we have started classroom setup, there are several videos coming y'all's way. I am overhauling my entire room this year. I took everything down. As you can tell, there's like nothing up on the walls. Alphabet's gone, everything's gone. So I am completely overhauling new decor theme, new like shelves. I have some new library shelves to build. I have new lamps. I have new storage bins. I have like just a lot of things. So we're gonna have a fun time setting it up. I'm super excited, but I have a lot of work to do. So I'm gonna stop chatting and kind of show you guys what I brought with me, what I've got, all the things so that we can kind of get started. Okay, I'll just start right here because this is what I just mentioned, but I bought 3 of these. Probably easier to show you up here. They are these mainstays, like the Walmart brand 3-shelf bookshelves. I got 3 of those to have in my library because last year I only had these little shelves like this that the school provides. This one actually is missing the shelf. So that was one of them, and then I had one that had the shelf, and that was it. That's all I had for my library. So this year I grabbed these to kind of spice it up a little bit, make it a little more interesting. Down here I grabbed these little baggies, which I think I showed you guys already, but this is something, a project I started, was putting all of my STEM things into little baggies, like making STEM bags. I think I have like 13 maybe, 13, 14, something like that. So that is that. I picked up a new floor lamp. I have one of these right there, which is where my teacher desk was last year, but I wanted an extra one probably to put in our library, so I have that here. I got some new bins from Walmart. I got some more of these little Hobby Lobby like cases. One of the projects I did was my new things on my new little labels on this goodness, I can't think, teacher toolbox. That's what I was gonna say. So I have that there, and then I brought in all of this stuff today. So this is from a no, just kidding, not Lucky Little Learners. What is it called? Miss Jacobs Little Learners. I bought her, like, can't remember what it's called, but it's like school composition notebook themed kind of stuff. I bought her packs. So I printed a ton of stuff from that, minus this. This is not from that. But I have our clock stuff to put up. I have, this actually goes with this, so just kidding, we'll ignore that one. I have the calendar stuff to make like the calendar on the board, like a little flip calendar. These are skip counting. I have just some random math little things I'm gonna put up to help my kiddos, since we do addition and subtraction. That's more of the stuff for the calendar. I just have a lot, okay? I have a lot, let's just say that. I have a lot of things to put up, a lot of things to, yeah, just to deal with. So I brought all of that in today though. So let's just kind of get to work. All right, the first thing I'm gonna tackle is what I have going over here. This is kind of something I've been working on for a little bit now. I've been up here a couple days, and this was like my big thing I wanted to tackle before I started actually setting up, but obviously I didn't finish, so we're gonna kind of finish that today. We use this HMH into reading curriculum for all of our like ELA stuff. And with it, each unit comes with books, these vocab cards. They come with like, I don't know, just lots of things. So I have went through and created a little case, I guess you would say, for each unit, or for each module is what they're called. So I'm currently trying to make my way through the rest of the modules and put them all in the cases. I've already organized the vocab cards and the books, but I'm currently pulling out these like high frequency word cards, I guess you would say, to see what goes with each one. So I'm gonna set you guys up and try to knock this thing out. Like, this is number one for me today. I want to get this completely done, and then I'll probably stop and take a second and kind of brainstorm everything else that I need to do during classroom setup, and then we'll go from there. Alright, so I'll show you guys how I have it organized because I just finished this bin. So in case you have into reading the HMH curriculum, this is kind of how I decided to organize mine, because if you have it, you know it comes with like 1,000 things. So I went through each module. Let me flip back to the beginning. So like, this is module 5 for us. I went to the first week and I pulled out the read aloud book, like the actual book that comes with it, not the book that's in the kids book, which is kind of confusing, but if you have it, you know what I mean. Like the actual read aloud. So I pulled that out, and then I pulled out, just now you guys saw me pulling out all of these high frequency words, which are on these kind of cards. So I went through and pulled out the ones that I needed for that, and then I also pull out all of these power words that go with the story. So I kind of have two stacks. I have the high frequency words, and then I have like just the actual vocabulary that goes with the story, and then the story. So that would be like week 1 in the module. Then there is the week 2 story and all of its words, and then the week 3 story and all of its words. So that is how I decided to organize it, and that fits really nicely in these Hobby Lobby containers. I can't get it to snap because I only have one hand, but yeah, they fit really nicely. There it goes. In here, as you can see, I've done like the first 4. This is unit 5 or module 5, so now I'll do module 6 all the way until the end. I already have all of the books organized, so like my module 6 books are already right here with their words. I'm just pulling out the high frequency words right now. I kind of organized them by like what letter they started with to kind of help myself. But yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. So if you have HMH, I think this is going to work for me, and that way I can just say like, okay, this week or for the next 3 weeks we're all module 5. I can pull my module 5 bin out and put it behind my desk, but otherwise I don't have to have I don't have to have all of the stuff out like how it came with the curriculum. So this hopefully will work for me. Obviously it might not work for you, but this was my idea, so we'll try it out this year and see. Okay, so I finished up this for what I could do, so I kind of just tidied this up. Modules 1 through, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1 through 8 are in their things. I have module 9 right here that is ready with all of its word cards, and module 10 that's ready. I'm not going to do modules 11 and 12 because they're reviews, so they don't have books that come with them. They do have just these cards. They don't have vocab cards, they just have the high frequency words, but I'm not going to do those because we didn't even make it to that this year, to be honest. We didn't even make it to these. So I'm going to do all the way up through module 10. So I need to go back to Hobby Lobby and get another pack of these. They come as a 2-pack, so I just need to buy one, so I'll have those. But yeah, so I kind of cleaned up all that was right here, but I want to give you a pan of the room real quick before I do anything else so that you can kind of see what I'm starting with. So I'm right here at my door. This is kind of what you see when you come in. This last year, this was my like teacher area. Like I had my desk, it was turned this way, and I had this big desk over here. I think I'm gonna get rid of this desk. That's why I have it out here. But I had my like area right here, and that's why all of my like curriculum, these kind of like shelves and all that's up there. So that was all of my space. And then just kind of going around, you can see I changed out my desk for tables. So I have tables up front. I just got to kind of place those when the time comes. That is not at all today's problem, or tomorrow's, or even next week's. But I have that. Oh, also this bulletin board, I'm going to change out the border on, but the paper is going to stay. So that is that. Like I said, I think I'm going to get rid of this desk. Not quite sure, but I think I'm going to. Over there, I just have all my chairs stacked up. I think I'm going to try to move my teacher area to over here because I would like to be where the phone is and by the window. So I think I'm going to do that. And then this is going to be my library area this year. It was not this past year. This was my small group area, but I'm going to, like I said, change things up. We're going to try something new. So I'm going to make that my library area. That just has some stuff stacked up on it. And then that is my like back countertop where I did my haul. So lots of stuff everywhere. This is the middle floor area. So yeah, I have junk everywhere. I think what I'm gonna do, because I've already like hit the point where I'm like, what do I want to do first? There's so much to do. What do I want to do? I think I'm going to try to move some things and get to the board and like brain dump everything I can think of that I need to do onto the whiteboard. And then we can kind of go from there on like what can I actually do today versus what do I want to wait and do, what do I need help to do, that kind of stuff. We can kind of prioritize and go from there. So I think that's what I'm going to do first, is kind of figure out what it is that I actually can do today, and then yeah, we'll go from there. So let me find some expo markers and we'll do that. Okay, so here's the to-do list that I came up with, just like off the top of my head, what I can think of right now. Clearly this is not all that needs to be done before we're like completely ready for the school year, but this is kind of just what I can look around and think of. So I have changing out the border on that bulletin board that's over there I showed you guys, setting up my library area and hanging up my little posters that go with that, hanging up my birthday display and affirmation station, figure out what I'm gonna do with our calendar, and then hang that up and get that kind of ready for the first like month of school. Hang up my alphabet above this board. I'm gonna put it up here. So I need to do that. Hang up my number line. It's gonna go like up at the tippy top up against the ceiling, so I need to do that. I need to take some time, and I'll probably won't really show this, but this is just for my own knowledge. I want to take some time and clean out the filing cabinet that's in my bathroom and kind of organize, because the filing cabinet is full of all the stuff the teacher before me left, most of which I really do need to keep because we use it, we pull from it a lot. But I kind of just need to go through and organize, see what is really in there, what did I use, what did I not, and try to figure out a way that I can keep that stuff and add the stuff that I have that needs to go in there. So that is why that's there. Fixing like my cabinets and my supplies and all of that kind of stuff, which I'll explain in just a second. Moving, that looks like it says more, but that says move my area and then set it back up, and then hang all the things, because like I said, I brought a whole bunch of stuff right here that needs to just be hung up. So anyway, so I think I'm gonna start with this cabinet and supply. So let me kind of walk you guys through what I've got going on. I'm talking about these cabinets, not necessarily these down here, because I think they are fairly empty, but I'm more concerned with this cabinet and this cabinet, because they kind of just started to be the dumping grounds of things throughout the school year. I want to change out the bins because I'm going to use these bins for something different. I like these like Loctite, not Loctite, what are they called? They have like the little, like, I don't know, this thing. But I bought some different bins to put up here. So I'm going to go ahead and try to tackle this today, because that also will clean some of my like birthday stuff and things off of this. So yeah, I'm gonna try to tackle this today and see what we've got going on. Oh, I also need to set up, I got this thing. I don't think I shared this in my haul because I didn't have it. I got this little 3-drawer thing I'm going to try to do my desk pet stuff in. So I might try to set that up today as well. I need to figure out a way to get the sticker off though, because it doesn't just like peel off, it just tore. So if you have recommendations, please let me know. But anyways, I'm going to try to take everything out and tackle this today. Let's do it. Okay, so I've done a good bit, so let me kind of take you along. It's not wanting to focus. You guys just saw me put some pins. I got a new pack of these pins, so I put those, my mild liners in there. I also just found some random things to add to my teacher toolbox. These are all the bins that we emptied out, and this is kind of what I have right now. So I've got my birthday bin. I just set that one up. I decided, I had all these markers together because these are also expo markers, but I think what I'm gonna do is let the kids start out the year using these because I would like to get rid of them. I don't know where they came from. I think the sub that was in here when I was on maternity leave like had these. So I'm gonna add in, I don't even know if these are gonna stay actually. I was gonna add in my erasers that my kids just grab when they need one and then have this as like a supply thing, but here's my thought. These bins that I'm setting up now are gonna be like the dumping grounds for supplies, things that they don't necessarily always need, especially like rulers, or things that they use a lot like pencils but that I have a lot of extras of. But I also would like to set up this year a like student area, like where they can go if they need a new pencil, if they need a new pack of crayons, if they need a new glue stick, that kind of thing. Because I felt like this past year I spent so much time hearing, Miss Barnhart, I don't have that, or Miss Barnhart, I lost my glue stick, or I don't have this color, whatever. So that's kind of my thought, is to have like a spot where they have like their turn-in bin. They can go grab notebook paper, they can go grab their pencils, whatever they need, and they don't have to come to me for it. So my thought is with that, I would add the erasers that they could just grab and then have this as one of those bins instead of going in the cabinet. But like this bin would go in the cabinet. I don't know, for now I might just stick them all in the cabinet and then worry about that later, because I also don't really have like a bookshelf or anything to spare right now that I could use for that. but that's kind of my thought if we get there. But anyways, so I did this. I'm going to quickly stack these up just to kind of tidy this up because I don't like the mess. And then we are going to start putting those bins back in the cabinets. I also have another set of those bins. They're 10 each, so I have 20 total. So if I needed to get some more out to fill space or just to have extra stuff, I definitely have more things I could put in them, but I want to see how they're going to fit in the cabinets first. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so these are done. Here's what we are looking like. In this cabinet, this one has like supply type stuff mostly. And then this cabinet, all of these up here are empty. I just put them up there to see if they would fit or like how they were gonna fit. This one is a little bit of supplies, but more so like just random things. And then I also put the rest of the empty ones down here just to see if they would fit. So I don't know what I'm gonna put in all the empty ones yet, but I like that I have enough to fill this space nicely because that's just the kind of person I am. So I do want to see. No, they won't feel like that. Okay, I didn't think they would, but I wanted to see. So yeah, that takes care of that. I think what I'm gonna do next is grab this guy, see if I can get that sticker off, and then start doing these eraser things, just because I feel like that'll kind of clear up some more space back here, and then we'll keep going. Alright, so update, couldn't get the sticker off, but it is what it is. I did, however, get all of my things in here. So the top one is their actual pets. Don't come out with a lot of questions because I have really no clue how this is going to work. I'm still doing a lot of research on this whole like classroom management system. But anyways, this is their pet, so obviously this is what they have to get first. And then they have to buy food for their pet. I don't know if it's like, I guess it's honestly up to me on how I want to run it. I don't know if they have to get like one piece of food or they have to get 2 pieces of food, or like they have to get a dessert and like a fruit or something. I don't know. I could really play around with that, but that one is all food. Obviously I have a lot of food options. And then the bottom one I need to get some more for. I bought this little like musical kit one. That one's like a clarinet and, you know, the piano and whatever. So, but this one's supposed to be like their hobbies or like their fun stuff that their pets can do. So yeah, that is that. And then I have the little domes. I don't know what is on my finger. I have the little dome things that go with it. They are sitting right there, standing up. You can see them just a little bit. But anyway, so that takes care of that. At least that's all kind of cleaned up. Now I just need to get the mess that I just made out of the floor. And then I really don't know what else to do. So I'm probably going to take a second, clean this up, and then just think, and then we'll see what we do next. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. It's 12:30 now. I think I'm going to go grab lunch, eat, chill for a second, and then come back and try to build all 3 of these. This might be ambitious, okay, so just hear me out. I think I'm going to try to build all 3 of my bookshelves, go ahead and clear this whole area out and set up my library. Oh, actually, I might need to wait because I have another bookshelf at home. Dang, I was gonna say I could do that because that would mean I could clear this out. I shoved all of my library books and some bins in here. So yeah, and like I was about to do that with my foot. That's probably not nice for y'all. All of these are full of books, so okay, never mind. I did do that with my foot. Let's think some more because I don't know. I don't want to do that until I get my other bookshelf here. I guess I could do that without my other bookshelf. I also was thinking I kind of need to organize this too. What's in this one? I'm kind of afraid to see. Okay, this one's not that bad. Yeah, there's not really much in this one. That's from our end of the year party. But okay, so not too bad. Let's go get lunch and then we'll think about it. Alright, so I got one bookshelf built. Honestly took quite a while. It's almost 2 o'clock now. That took me like 30 minutes at least to build it by myself. But anyways, so I built it. I brought it over here to where it's going to live, and I wanted to see how books would fit on it. In the past, the Walmart brand white bookshelves like these, I think were a little bit taller but skinnier because I could fit 4 across, but they were kind of tight. But I could fit like 4, 4, and 4, and I'm not gonna be able to do that here. That one down there has chapter books in it, and you can see it's like rubbing the top already. So I'm not gonna be able to do like all picture books. I'm thinking I'll either do 2 picture books on the bottom and chapter books on the top, or vice versa, whatever. But either way, I'm gonna go ahead and try to get another one of these built today. I would still like to be able to get them all 3 built before I leave, even though I can't fully set up my library today, just because I would like to have it over and done with, because it's one of those tedious tasks that I really don't want to do. And then if I could get it done tomorrow, I could bring in the other bookshelf, fully set up the library, start hanging posters, that kind of stuff, which I think would be a lot more fun. So I'm gonna see if I can't crank out these other 2 real quick in the next like hour, and then I have to leave to skedaddle. So we'll see what we can get done. Alright guys, so I just got the other 2 bookshelves built. They just are sitting over there blank. I'm about to clean this mess up, I think. I just got a call. It's only like 2:20. We are getting a new dog, a little inside dog. So I was supposed to go pick her up around like sometime between 3 and 4, but I just got a call asking if I can come a little bit sooner. So I think I'm gonna go ahead, clean up here real quick, go pick our new pup up, do all of that kind of stuff, meet her, talk to the people that are giving us her, and I can explain that in a whole different video that has nothing to do with classroom setup. But I'm saying all that to say that I think I'm gonna go ahead and cut day 1 done, because obviously I need to go. I don't know, I might just loop day 1 and day 2 together, because I feel like I didn't do a lot of fun things today, and I kind of want you guys to have a video that it has like, you know, fun stuff in it. But I did get all the bookshelves done. So I think what I'm gonna do is tomorrow I'll bring my other, I have like one of, it looks like this. This is just a really small version of it. I have a bigger version of this that I'm gonna actually put out for the kids to have books on. So I think tomorrow that's gonna be my first goal, is setting up the whole library area, putting up my read posters, putting all my books away like how I want it, doing all of that. And then we'll just kind of go from there tomorrow. Tomorrow I do not have a nail appointment or anything else going on, so I can come up here first thing in the morning and spend all day is my plan, minus a lunch break and probably a break to go let our new pup out. But either way, that is the plan. So I'll probably tie these 2 days together, so I'm not gonna end the vlog here. I'm just gonna say I'll see you tomorrow. Alright guys, I am back. It is the next day, which for you guys was like 2 seconds, but for me it's been a whole afternoon and a morning. So yeah, we're back. It is June 25th. It's around 9:30. I just got here, so I'm here much earlier today than I was yesterday. I'm trying to feel like I'm running. I just carried this guy in. This is the little, like, I don't know what you would call that. Like an A-frame bookshelf maybe, I don't know, but I brought it in. Sorry, I thought somebody was gonna come in, but I brought it in yesterday. If you don't remember, I built all of these. I'm sure you do remember, because like I said, it was like 2 seconds ago for you. Anyways, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. Big goal for today is to set up the library, since I brought in that. So I think that's where we're just gonna start. I think I'm gonna start by sitting out the book bins that I have. I know I don't have enough, but I did not want to buy too many, so I'm gonna kind of see how many more I need. But I think what I'm gonna do first, actually I was gonna say I was gonna set the books out, but I don't think I'm gonna do that. I think what I'm gonna do first is kind of play around with layout over here. I'm gonna try to make this area by the window, my library, but the wall has like this, like it comes down and then it has this little like dip in, and then it goes down some more. So I don't know, we're gonna play around with it and see what we think. Push comes to shove, I could put the library somewhere else, but we'll see. We're just gonna play with it and see what we think. So I'm gonna set you guys up somewhere and start moving what's in the library now out, like this little cubey thing right here, and then we'll go from there. Okay, y'all, my camera battery died while I was in the middle of doing that, so I apologize you didn't really get to see me like moving around, but I'm gonna work with this for now. I'm not sure that I like this, so don't come at me if you hate it, because I don't know if it's gonna stay, but yeah, we're gonna work with this for now. I have this extra bookshelf, but I don't know if I'm gonna actually need it or not anyways. I'm thinking about keeping this one out and using this one for like my student center area that I was talking about yesterday. But I think what I'm gonna do now is get out my book bin, some books, and just kind of see how it fits. Go ahead and put like my beginning of the year books right here, that kind of stuff. I also have a lamp. It's sitting right there. I just need to get it put together. It looks just like this one back here, but I left, so here's my thought. Obviously I have this weird like little dip in spot right here. There is a plug-in right there, so I'm thinking about putting the lamp back here. I don't think it's gonna fit. I'm gonna have to kind of see what does, but what it does, but I thought about doing that and then having it in the corner. So we're gonna see if the lamp fits, see how this works. If it does not work, then we'll play around with it some more. My only trouble with it is I can't really go down this wall because one, I can't block the window because that's an emergency exit, and this little thing right here has backpack hooks on it. That's where my kids will hang their backpacks. So I really only have like this wall, and I could come down this way a little bit. The only problem with that then is like if I line bookshelves up right here, the kids can kind of like hide, you know what I mean? Like if I'm sitting over there where I think I'm gonna have my small group area, I wouldn't necessarily have a good line of sight into the library. So I don't know, I'm kind of playing around with it. My other idea is I could keep this area as my small group area like I had last year, and then I could do my library up front in front of this bulletin board. So that's, I don't know, that's kind of what I'm playing around with. But I also kind of thought I really like the idea of having my student center up there. This is totally off topic, but I kind of like the idea of having my student center up here, because I think on this bulletin board I'm gonna put like our calendar, I'm gonna put like what we're learning. I think I'm gonna do that. I don't know. But anyways, let me see if the lamp fits, because if the lamp fits, then this is probably how it's gonna stay. And then if not, that's when we'll have to start figuring something different out. I also, my other option, I guess I do have a lot of options. Other option is I could keep my like teacher area over there, move all that stuff back over there and just kind of reorganize. And then I could have this as my library. So yeah, this was actually my library last year. I had a bookshelf here, and then where this little divot in like wall weird spot is, I had another bookshelf come out right here. And then that back space was empty. But the kids really like that. One, we could still get to the window. It wasn't blocked for an emergency. But my kids also really liked like being able to go sit back there and read. It was just big enough to fit like one person, maybe a partner pair. But they really liked that space. So I don't know. We'll kind of play around with it and see. I might try to move it back up there and see. I just don't know. I don't know what to do. Now I have other ideas. So let me just think in my brain for a second, and then we'll see what we're gonna do next. Okay, so it's a work in progress, but here's what I've got so far. I ended up having to take the shelves off because I don't know if you guys actually got to see this or not, like what I'll edit out, but I sat here and thought for a while because I could not fit, my original thought was I could do a row of 4 picture books, a row of 4 picture books, and then 3 chapter books like on the top row right here. But it would not fit like that. So I had to take shelves back out and just do 8 chapter books on each one. I've got to get some more book bins, but that will be the same thing as the bottom. They're already laid there. And then on top I have, they're not chapter books, these are like picture books, but they're more like the easy readers, or that whole bin is Who Would Win. And then this whole bookshelf is chapter books. So, which I kind of like having my chapter books separate, but I don't know if I love the layout still, or like how it looks. I don't know. I'm still kind of conflicted, but I feel like I'm using a lot of time, which I have a lot of time. I don't know. I'm kind of conflicted on what to do. And I also still have all of these are all picture books. These are all picture books, and then some picture books up here. So like I'm not even gonna be able to fit them all out at one time, which I'm fine with because I can always like go ahead and get bins, put them in bins and leave them in here, and then just switch them out like halfway through the year so that they kind of have some fresh things to look at. But I don't know. I don't know. I'm so like discouraged right now. But my main reason being discouraged is my last time I bought these bookshelves, I don't know if I mentioned this yesterday, I was able to, they were like a little bit skinnier but taller, so I could have 4, 4, and 4 picture books, and then I had chapter books on top. So I was able to fit a lot of books on one bookshelf, and I can't do that this time. I mean, granted, I could do like 4 books, 4 picture books, and then 4 picture books on the tippy top and still have my chapter books separate, but I don't really like how it looks. Like, even just having these sitting up here, I don't really like that. I would much rather be able to have like a decoration-y type thing on top, like either a lamp or some sort of actual decoration, or even like a reading buddy or something like that sitting on top. So I don't know what to do. But anyways, that's what we've got right now. I don't know what else to do with this. I'm gonna keep playing around with it and see what we come up with. But yeah, this is where we're at right now with the library. Okay, I think I have how I like it-ish. I ended up doing this one for picture books here. My like seasonal monthly books will be here. Another picture book here. I'm gonna leave this spot open, but I'm thinking of getting like bean bags or pillows or just things like that I can sit right there, just so that they have something to kind of sit on, and also just to fill that space. And then I have my 1 chapter book ones right here. And then I also put the lamp over here, that way I can still hang my read sign right here and do whatever else I want to do. The only thing that I don't like about this is the way the lamp has to like come over here to be plugged in, but at the end of the day, that's really not that big of a deal. I wrapped the cord around the thing. I might try to make it look a little bit prettier, but I wrapped it around so at least it's not on the floor. And honestly, I didn't have any trouble in the past with second graders unplugging things, so I don't think that'll be a problem. But yeah, so I have that, and that way it leaves all of their book bag hooks open as well. And yeah, so I think what I'm gonna do now is maybe try to hang up the read sign and some of those posters, just because I think it would be fun to get something on the wall. And then I'm probably going to dip out for lunch and come back this afternoon after lunch and after I'm refreshed, and we'll see what else we get done. So let's go ahead and try to hang something up. All right, I really like how all this turned out. I think it's super, super cute. I love this little space right here. I just think that's adorable. I actually am really excited because I'll be honest, when I decided to change my theme and do more of this like composition notebooks, school supply type ordeal, I was kind of nervous. I wasn't really sure. It's definitely outside of my comfort zone. I am not the kind of person who does like these kind of like bold colors. If you've seen in the past, I did like my first year I did like eucalyptus and greenery theme, so it was really like calm and cool. And then last year I had like pastel type colors, so this is really out of my comfort zone to have like these like more darker bold colors. Not that they're really bold, I mean most of them still are pretty muted, but I don't know, just a lot, and a lot of mixed patterns. I'm not one to mix a lot of patterns like this, but I actually really like it, so I'm super excited for that. I wish I could get this horrible looking thing off the wall, and honestly I could. It's not the getting it off the wall part, it's the fact that I don't have the paint color that is in here. I really like the paint color that's in here, but I did not do it. The teacher before me did, and I'm not about to paint again, so I'm just gonna leave that there. But anyways, I like how all this turned out. So I think for now I'm gonna call the library done until I can get more book bins, finish organizing. I may really quickly pull out some of the seasonal books I have for August, just like for that back to school season, and stick them on there. But then yeah, after that I think we are done over here. I'll probably go ahead and pause after I do that because it's like, yeah, it's 11:30, and I definitely want to be able to go grab some lunch. I need to go let our new dog out that we got yesterday. So yeah, I think I'm gonna pause, go get lunch, and then we'll come back and see what else we get done today. Alright guys, I am back from lunch now. It is a little after 12. I quickly wanted to show you this because I ended up moving these two things around before I left, but this is kind of how, I'll move over here so you can see it. This is how I'm gonna leave the library for now. Obviously, like I said, I have to get some more book bins for this, and then I can kind of finish tidying things up. I think I have a hole like right there, so I think I'm gonna put my like turn-in basket thing where the kids put the books when they're done with them. I think I'm gonna put that there, but either way, I'm gonna quickly show you what we're gonna do next. Okay, so I can be here until about 4 today. That's when they close the school, and then I need to go pick up my boys anyways. So some other things I want to do today is just starting to try to hang up some of this stuff to clear off surfaces. That's just kind of how my brain works. That's what we're going to do next. I think what I'm actually going to start with though is taking, like moving all of this stuff, taking that off and the border off, and redoing the border on that bulletin board, and then going ahead and hanging up my calendar and all of those pieces and trying to figure out exactly how I want that to look. I think I'm also going to put this on that spot over there to count how long we've been at school. I haven't decided yet though, because I'm thinking, obviously we're going to do like our morning meeting or whatever. We are becoming a Leader in Me school this year, so we will have like actual morning meeting stuff, which is not something we've done in the past. But after we're like done with that, or a part of it I guess I should say, I want to start doing this, like counting how many days we've been in school, because I feel like the repetitiveness of seeing that 10 ones can bundle together and make a 10, and then that 10 tens can bundle together and make 100, like I just feel like that's going to help them transfer everything over in math. I don't know. Anyways though, so I'm thinking that I might actually put that somewhere right here on the whiteboard, so that when we're all seated right here on the floor together, it's kind of like close, if you know what I mean. I mean, I guess we could do our morning meeting over here. We might actually do it on this section, like near the calendar. I don't know. But anyways, I do know the calendar for sure is going there, so I'm gonna try to get the bulletin board border done, taken off and redone, get the calendar put up, and then we'll kind of see what else. I have all of this other stuff to hang up. I know number line obviously is gonna go all the way up at the ceiling, so I'm not super worried about that because nothing else is gonna go up there. That just is what it is. This is gonna be for my wow work, which is gonna be both sides of this. I just kind of figure out exactly how I want to hang it. Like, do I want to put something behind it and then hang that on it? I don't know. But I have that, and then yeah, I think I'm gonna do a birthday, my birthday stuff on one of these doors, affirmation station on the back of that door. And that would take care of everything on that table. Obviously alphabet will go above this board. Kind of where I get a little lost is I printed all of these like math things, so I have some shapes, addition, subtraction, and then I also printed some ELA, punctuation, and parts of speech posters. So I've got to kind of figure out where in the room I want to do that. I have this big like empty wall right here, but we purchased as a grade level a big like sound wall, like the Val Valley and all of that. This used to be like where the past teacher before me had her word wall, but we don't use word walls anymore. So I'm thinking I'm going to put my sound wall up here, but I don't know exactly how much room that's going to take. So if I do sound wall there, I'm kind of thinking of this space up here being like skip counting numbers, because I also have all of my skip counting numbers 1 through 10. I'm thinking of doing that there, and then like the little addition and subtraction things right here, and then on this side maybe doing all of my shapes. I don't know, I feel like that's a lot, but then I could have all of my maths. Well, I don't know though, because I'm gonna have my alphabet, so maybe I don't want math stuff up front. Maybe I could have my alphabet and then like parts of speech over here and punctuation things down here, and then do math somewhere in the back. I guess I could do like all, sorry, I don't want to spin you guys around too fast. I could use like all of these cabinets to do like the shapes on, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, anyways, we'll figure that out. But first things first that we know we're gonna do is tackle this bulletin board that I've now gotten way off track from. So let's set you guys up and get to work. Alright, I got my border done and I hung up the calendar. I just spent some time putting all the Velcro dots on. I actually have an extra right there that's just gonna have to be trash now. But anyways, so I just got this done and just set for July, just so I can kind of see what it looks like when it's all put together. So yeah, there's that. I do need to brainstorm, or maybe you guys can give me some ideas on all of these like holiday pieces. I went ahead and put the backs on them, but I need a good way to like store them, but I would like them to be close by. Like I kind of wish I had a little like pocket or something I could put them in. Also like when we get to months that don't have the 31st, or like in February when I don't need the 30th either. All of those months where I could just have somewhere extra to stuff them. That would be great. And all of the extra like month header pieces, like the one that says July. But anyways, so that is up now. I think I'm going to kind of tidy this mess up over here and then go see what else on the table over here I may want to put up, or kind of what else I'm thinking. Okay, I'm meeting you in the exact same spot, and I'm so sorry for that because I did not take you along for what I just did. But I got like a little wave of, I want to see what this looks like, and I really don't care if I have to take it back down. So I put up our we've been at school for how many days little sign thing, and I put it down low so that the kids can kind of come up and help me fill it in. Obviously it wouldn't have to be that low, they're not that short, but anywho, that doesn't matter. I also put up our class promises over here. I like to go through these, and I'm kind of thinking that I really like the idea of like this area right here being like our morning meeting area. That way we are close enough to the board if we need it. All of that good jazz. I can just have the kids kind of pile up over here on the floor, and we can go through like what day it is, how many days we've been at school. We can go through our class promises if we're going, you know, for at the beginning of the year, or if we need to revisit them. I really wanted to be able to fit like I forget what they're called, kind of like our objectives, I guess, like I can statements. I wanted to be able to do one for like math, reading, writing, and then either social studies or science, whatever we're doing at that point in time, because we go back and forth. But I feel like if I put it down here, it's just going to be too much. So I think for now I'm going to leave this how I have it, because I feel like it's already looking a little busy, and I want to see if I like it after I leave and come back. So I think I'm going to leave it like this for now and move on to a different project, and then when we come back next week, we'll just kind of decide from there whether I'm still liking it or whether I've decided I want to take some of this stuff down. Obviously, I know the calendar is going to stay there. That one's like a given, but I might take the classroom promises back down. I feel like that one's a little much. I don't know. But yeah, anyways, there's that. So that was a long spill for no reason. I think what we're going to do next is pace around the room and think about what to do next. No, I'm just kidding. Honestly though, that is part of classroom setup for me. I don't really know. Here's a pan of what the room's looking like. It's a hot mess express. So yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do next, but I'll take you guys along for whatever it might be. All right, I drug my stuff over here, and here's what I'm thinking. Because obviously this is not enough to make my little space work. That's where I do like my plans and stuff, like for each day, and then, you know, that kind of thing. But last year I used this desk, which is like one of those school desks. It's a big bulky desk, but it's broken, and it gave me so much trouble last year. For one, this little part right here is broken. It keeps kicking in, and so the desk is really wobbly. But the drawers are like a hot mess. They don't work right. They like catch. Anyway, so this year, and it's like really big this way, but really short, so I didn't really love it. Either way, this year I was like, okay, I'm gonna let them take that one out, and I'm gonna try to just have this and my small group table, which obviously I still have both. But I don't think that's gonna be enough to be able to store all of my stuff. Like, I need at least a bookshelf back here or something else to be able to put stuff on. So I think what I'm gonna do real quick is run to Walmart. It's just now, like, let me see. I don't think it's that late. Yeah, it's not quite 2 o'clock, and I can be here till 4 today. So I have a couple hours left. I think I'm gonna make the like 5-minute journey down the road to Walmart and see if they have some other kind of like either bookshelf, like one of these, or something else that I can put back here to try and have somewhere to stack my junk, other than just putting it in the floor, and we'll go from there. So I think that's what I'm gonna pause and go do, and then come back and we'll see what I'm able to find. Hopefully we found what we need. Okay, I'm out of breath. I just got back from Walmart. I got this desk. I think it'll work perfect. I got some of those little like pull out bin things to put in it too. I'm out of breath, guys, I'm sorry. They're sitting right there. And then I also picked up just another one of those plain bookcases. So, Lord, I need to catch my breath. It is now 2:40. So I think I'm going to try to get both of these built, cleaned up, all the trash, all that done today. And that way, hopefully next week I don't have to build anything. That would be great. So yeah, let's sit you guys up and knock these out, hopefully. Okay, here she is. I got that built. You guys saw me build this for the most part, but my camera battery died while I was in the middle of building this one, but it's done. It was a labor of love. I'm hurting, my shoulders hurt, but it's done. So I'm going to prop you guys up, clean up my mess I have, and then I'm gonna drag all of my stuff over there and like drag this in the bookshelf and see what we can figure out. right, I'm gonna give you a little pan of what I did real quick of the room, but I also want to show you guys, I ended up just grabbing a few of these to go clean up some of what was on that counter over there. Obviously I still have a lot, like my actual like toolbox is still over there, a bunch of my curriculum is still over there. I still have a lot to get over here. That did not work out the way I wanted it to, but I made one drawer thing of just all like holiday type stuff. This isn't all my holiday stuff, but it's more like a lot of stuff like necklaces, headbands, things for spirit days. I did a bunch of like just random cords, and then at the bottom are my gloves that I like to keep here. And then this is just a random assortment of things. I was trying my best to clean off this desk so that I can try to get them to take it out of here. Obviously those keys are about to go with me. Those bins are not mine. They were ones that a teacher before me left in the room, so I'm going to offer those up also if someone needs them. So I think I'm gonna make that my piling ground for now of like stuff that's not staying in here. And then I'll put a sign on it and ask the custodians to move it down to the storage spot for whoever else might need it. But anyways, let's give you a little pan of the room. Right now I'm standing in my teacher area, which you guys just saw me try to start put together. I've checked some things off the list. We did our border, we did the library area, and we did the calendar. I already moved my area. I just gotta get everything set up and then move the actual like computer stuff over here. Yeah, we did that bulletin board. Still have a hot mess up here, still a hot mess over there. Lots of things. Still have a big mess back there. But yeah, there's our library. So that is where we're at the end of classroom setup day 2, but all in the same video. All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed getting to watch day 1 and day 2 together. I'm hoping this is not super long. If it is, I'm sorry. Hopefully you're the kind of person that likes a really long video. I don't know, it is what it is at this point. But I hope you guys enjoyed getting to see how I've set things up so far. Definitely stick around for the next videos to come, because obviously you can tell from this video we have a lot left to do before the school year gets here. And I counted the days. I only have 7 more days that I can actually come up here and work without my boys, which kind of makes me a little nervous because I have a lot to do, but it's gonna be okay. We're gonna get it done. It's no need to fret, but definitely subscribe, hit that button, the notification bell, so that you can be notified when I do post my next videos. If you have any questions about anything I used, or any comments, or if you have any suggestions on things that you think I should do with my room, please let me know below, because your girl might be struggling a little bit, and it's okay. I love suggestions. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and hop off of here, get out of here before I set the alarm off, and go get my boys. I'll see you guys in the next one. All right, bye.